In some ways, this is very surprising, given the fact that Joe Biden has been very insistent that he would not pardon his son Hunter. And even as of just last month, the White House was repeating those assertions. But in some ways, this is actually not surprising at all, given the fact that Donald Trump has said that he plans to go after his enemies, and he includes the Bidens on that list. I think what really changed Joe Biden's mind is the fact that Donald Trump has been putting forth names that really underscore the fact that he plans to use the Justice Department to go after his enemies, just as he said he would on the campaign trail. I think this is really making things real for the president and his son, and that's what really made him decide to do this. Well, I don't think Donald Trump is going to be very afraid to use the pardon power. I think that Joe Biden's use of it will give him some cover to do it, just like Joe Biden, having been caught with some of those classified documents, gave him cover in that regard as well. So Donald Trump, I think, this will be his last term, so he doesn't have to worry too much about the consequences. In terms of consequences, in terms of Joe Biden's legacy, I think that this doesn't matter too much. I think that presidents usually wait until their lame duck period right before they leave office for any sort of potentially controversial pardons. We saw that happen when Donald Trump pardoned Jared Kushner's father, as well as when Bill Clinton pardoned Roger Clinton, his half brother. They do this right at the end, and it usually just sort of goes away, even though there is a little bit of outrage in the short. For the Democrats, I don't think that this is going to make much of a big difference. Democrats are really concerned about what happened and what went wrong for them in the previous election. So this isn't something that's going to be really on their radar in a week or two.
What's your message to Republicans?
And will not be able to take any questions today. We appreciate you all being here.
Good morning. I'm here today to answer at a public hearing any legitimate questions Chairman Comer and the House Oversight Committee may have for me.
Well, I'm not sure there are any legal reasons in play. I don't think the situation really has changed in terms of Hunter's status or in terms of the issues about his conviction. I think I would view this as more of an emotional decision rather than one that involves a change in circumstances.
With regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
President Biden clearly acted within his constitutional power. The Supreme Court has defined the pardon power to be very broad, and I think that that includes the power to pardon pretty much anybody for any reason at any time. In terms of norms, as I said before, it's not unprecedented for something like this to happen. It is unusual. And I think especially unusual because of the commitment that Biden made earlier not to issue a pardon in this case. So I think it's pushing the norms anyway. Yeah, there are precedents. Bill Clinton pardoned his brother, and Donald Trump, in his first term of office, pardoned Jared Kushner's father. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it certainly has happened before.
Because you not only face moments when you need the courage to exercise the full power of the presidency, you also face moments where you need the wisdom to respect the limits of the power of the office of the presidency. This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
I do think this doesn't help his legacy, let's put it that way. I think because he made the clear commitment, but also because in attributing political motives to the prosecution and saying that a pardon was justified on that basis, I think he acted very unwisely, given the threat of greater politicization of the Department of Justice and of the legal system under Trump. And I think Trump was not at all slow to pick up on the idea that this would help him justify pardons for January 6 rioters. I'm not sure that logically that's a valid conclusion on Trump's part. I think they're very different situations. But nonetheless, I think Biden's action undermines some confidence in the justice system at a time when that's really damaging.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
From a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well, is there
I just said no. I just answered. Go ahead.
He's not in direct legal peril for any of the events that the Republicans have been complaining about, because the pardon itself is quite sweeping and covers a substantial amount of time. So in that sense, I think it does give him immunity, really. On the other hand, I think if the Republicans really want to go after him, what they could find is a justification to subpoena him to testify about some of those events, or about events relating to Ukraine and his relationship with Ukraine, accuse him of lying and bring perjury charges. Because of the fact that he's been pardoned, he can no longer claim the Fifth Amendment, because he can't incriminate himself. He's been pardoned. And that puts him at risk of this sort of perjury trap.
Did you show up to testify? Why did you show up? Why did you put your dad on speakerphone if he had nothing to do with your business?
Actually never responded to his offer to sit down and discuss the committee's request, but stated that he remained available to have the discussion, but the